Here, a handball over to Boyd. It's Greg Boyd up towards full forward. Botka played a great game, but that's the value of Tim.
Finds Abernathy, the speedster from half back, puts it up towards Rowan Smith, who had a quiet day last week on Norwood's Matthew Kelly, but he goes on, and Coffey in the way. He'll pick up the resting ruckman this afternoon. Hines and Johnson, good mark. That occasion taken by Thomas. He goes on to Smith. Smith kicked into Mandamaker. Good spoil by Delaney. Oh, through strongly was Jonas. Mandamaker recovers first, knocks it out, tries to give his side the advantage. First back there was Abernathy to Boyd. Boyd's kick to Jennifer is good. The Magpies solid under a lot of pressure. Gives the run to Harrison. He's got a lot of pace. Ingerson gets there in time, though. A desperate player, we know. Swert's there as well. And the pace is hot.
2-minute mark of the first quarter here at Football Park. The breeze is favouring the southern end. Craig Braddy won the toss, as I mentioned. And the Dogs have a point on the board. It goes out towards Scott Lee. Gets a quick kick away towards the centre-half forward area. Girdham underneath it. Jonas solid. Northeast picks up the football. He gets a clearing kick away. It bounces over the head of umpire Max Kazakria. But coming out is David Hines. He was well tackled. Setri throws that one away. It goes to Borlase. Back to Setri. Lines up the goals. And there's the first goal of the game. Great play, the Magpies.
Adrian Setri, a player with a lot of talent. He'll share the roving this afternoon. And Port Adelaide, I guess the credit we give them, or have been giving them this year, is that they're not a team of champions. They're certainly not without their talent, though, but they are definitely a team. And it was very evident there the way they worked the ball in. Good handball, good running, good support. And it finally ends up with number 19. He puts the first goal on the board for the Maggies.
Johnston opposed to Bubner. Umpire Neville Thorpe wins puts the ball to ground. Girdham tried to get the handball out. Krieg in their head first. He was tackled. Play on the call. Port Adelaide wanted holding the ball. And umpire Max Kazakria wouldn't buy into that. He's officiating with Neville Thorpe this afternoon. Kazakria with the dark hair. Johnston wins the tap. Goes straight down to Greg Smith. Talking of hair, he has plenty of it this season. It's a long kick up forward, but it wasn't well directed, and underneath it is Delaney, who spears out a short pass and finds the running player in Northeast. That awkward kicking style as he places the ball with pinpoint accuracy. He finds Darren Smith. He's off. His confidence should be sky high. The handball over towards Obbs. Oh, intercepted there by Bubner. Bubner's left foot kick is a wobbly one over the head of Jonas. Phillips smashes it about 30 metres straight to Daisy Borlase. His left foot kick out looking there for Setri. Well done, Scott Lee. Schwert with an opportunity, being harassed by Harrison, and eventually the boundary line wins out. And Neville, it appears that Daryl Borlase is playing in the middle due to the late withdrawal of Stephen Williams.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to see whether they leave it that way. Was to start on the bench, Borlase, but straight into the side. They'll miss Williams today. He was a great player for them last week against Norwood. Out of bounds on the full. And Greg Phillips will take the resultant kick in. He and Ingerson will be a good duel today. The only advice you could give someone standing Greg Phillips is make sure you keep running high. What a great mark. Goes on quickly to Harrison. He'll put it in high. Hodges will do battle alone up there with Botka. Ball to ground. Quick to recover. Hodges runs straight into Smith. They come out of attack now with the ball. He's number 29, Gillett McAdam. His magic is caught, goes back to Jonas. Swirl it was. The ball bounces just inside the line from Greg Boyd, and we'll have a throw in centre wing.
Neville, we saw these two sides last time they played. That was at Alberton Oval, and you spoke of Phillips and Ingerson before. Phillips destroyed him on that occasion. I suppose in favour of Ingerson this afternoon is the wide open expanses of Football Park as Jonas works his way through with sheer strength. He gets the kick away. Gurdon traps that brilliantly. He was well tackled though. Northeast intercepts the handball. The wobbly kick forward away from Smith. In there is Scott Lee. He gets a kick forward once more. Russell Johnston back there, and he takes a diving mark, which eventually slipped out of his hands. He plays on quickly. The handball Fiacci to Setri, back to Fiacci. George up on the wing. He loves to run. Hines front position. The spoil from Coffey. Braddy in game 150. Back to Lee. Pryor had a touch of the fumbles. Has time to recover though. Jonas is the target. Oh, Jamie Thomas, great shepherd on Johnston. And the umpire says that's okay. And that was good teamwork by the Dogs.
Thomas was named on the interchange bench. But, he started on the ground in the forward pocket. Chaplin's probably started on the bench. And Thomas will do some roving. Gilbert McAdam, let's watch him from the impossible pocket. Sets it up. What a sensational goal from Gilbert McAdam. That's the talent we've come to know, and he must be a real chance for this year's medal.
Well, he was runner-up last year, Neville, and he is definitely a talent. That was a brilliant kick. He looked for the options. There were none forthcoming. He looked at the goals. He knew which way the breeze was blowing. He placed it out in front, let the wind do the work, and it went straight through the middle. The Dogs 1-1. Port Adelaide 1 goal. We're 7 minutes into this first term.
Centre bounce. It'll be Bubner against Johnson in your screen. Johnson got the knock. Through strongly was big knock from Abernathy. Oh, Smith held without possession. Pryor was the culprit. No free kick. Smith gets it back again, chips away at goal. Then Port Adelaide respond quickly. Hit in the post. And what a great response that would have been if it had gone through. He's an opportunist, is Rowan Smith. And I don't think he'll have a quiet day today.
Botka with a magnificent kick out finds Gavin Chaplin, who plays on quickly away from Tregenza. The kick around his body is looking for Girdham. And talking of bodies, he used his well to take that on the chest. Much improved player, Roger Girdham. Spears out a pass and it finds Greg Smith. And haven't they missed this man? He's been dogged by injuries. Excuse the pun. But that kick is very good and it finds Jamie Thomas. Scott Lee's down from the back pocket. That's ignored. Mandermaker. The pass out in that direction, but Gilbert McAdam, great mark. Tremendous interception, and he's centimetres in front of David Brown. He's already kicked one. I can assure you, it was from a far more acute angle than what you can see there. This would be handy. He starts it out to the left again. The breeze brings it back. He's a genius, Gilbert McAdam. What a talent. The Dogs 2-1, 13 points, leading Port 1-1.
Neil Curley's already made a change. Mark Pryor with the ball now has been shifted off of Darren Smith off of Rowan Smith. Rowan Smith's start to the game has been particularly good. And Girdham will pick up him from here on in. So not wasting any time at all, Neil Curley, and letting people get on top. He knows how dangerous Rowan Smith can be. Bubner in front, but behind is Johnson. Read it better, handled the body work. His third mark as he goes in towards Hine. But that'll have to come back. Short again. Ball was meant on that occasion for Borlase, but it ended up with Geneva. He goes on quickly. And Port Adelaide setting up loose players. Greg Boyd right down from that pocket. And George Fiarchi would be seething. George is right with him, in fact. They encourage each other down the ground. So Greg Boyd is on Jamie Thomas today. This will be his third kick. In he comes. Let's see if the backman put a score on the board for the Magpies. Oh, that's not bad work from a back pocket. That's his first and Port Adelaide's third on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Well, we mentioned earlier about George Fiarchi liking to run, like his penchant for running down the ground. It's not too often we see Greg Boyd get down that far. But as we also mentioned, he did start his football on a half-forward flank. His skills are very good, and he showed that he's very capable of still being up forward with an extremely accurate kick, and more importantly, the third goal for Port Adelaide into the breeze.
Out of the centre was Girdham. Rowe has the ball. In fact, it was northeast. Swert has the ball now. Just backward of centre with his sixth kick. Goes to half forward. Strong is northeast. Boyd again. We'll get them right soon. Hard to pick them up when they're kicking goals 1 minute and taking defensive marks the next. They'll try and switch play. That's what they like to do. Abernathy with his fourth kick. Does that successfully to northeast. Rowe with him. And Delaney running down the ground. So you can see Port Adelaide backline players not allowed to play on. And Neville Thorpe bringing the player back over the mark. They go on quickly now, though, through the agency of Abernathy. The ball is in high, beautifully judged by Obbs Pryor. A terrible start to this game. We want to get right on top, otherwise, the way Curley is making changes today, he might well see himself in the bunker. The old fella's normally very reliable. Obbs puts it into full forward. Obbs caught, or Hodges caught behind. Darren Smith in front position, taps cleverly to Jennifer. He chips it around the corner. Desperate work on that occasion by Coffey, and saves what would certainly been a goal. So Central District now move along to 23, or to 20, sorry, and Port Adelaide go along to 23. 3-point advantage to the Maggies.
At the 21-minute mark, Botka with the ball. Decides to go straight down the centre, and I think that's a pretty good option. It's good, apart from the fact that it went straight to Russell Johnston, who feeds off towards Abernathy. Johnston's taken 4 marks already. Hines sets himself. There's a good spoil by Botka, working his way through his Obbs. Hines there as well. Scott Lee at the bottom of the pack. So too is Mark Botka, as he throws the ball back to Max Kazakria. This has been a fairly useful effort by Port Adelaide. They're kicking into a 3 or 4 goal breeze, and they've had the measure of the Dogs. They need some goals on the board very quickly. There'd be only about 8 or 9 minutes remaining in this first term, as once more Kazakria blows his whistle, indicate that he will bounce. I just feel it's always good to give the players that extra 5 or 10 seconds to work the ball free. Perhaps only 5's needed, as that goes off the ground and finds Stephen Schwert. A handball out towards the running player in Girdham. Girdham's kick out wide is well dispatched, and it finds Jamie Thomas a long way down from his forward pocket. The target, well, was intended for Jonas, but the Cardinal centre football, as he kicked into the mark, Thomas. Now it's northeast. He thumps an awkward-looking handball out towards Schwert. He's been a very good player in the first term. 7 kicks, in fact, one-on-one. Delaney with a tiny little nudge, and he read that to perfection and will clear for the Magpies.
Goes to the far boundary. Out there is Sullivan. I believe now Sullivan's actually gone onto the ball, and he will change with Smith off the half-forward flank. And he started on a half-back line, but because of Rowan Smith dominance, Pryor's been moved off of him. And Girdham's gone back there, so Smith and Sullivan will do the ruck roving. Greg McAdam on the bench. A mean-looking fellow when he's not smiling. Rowan Smith. 4th kick is good, finds ball A's from half forward. He'll put it in front of goal, give Hodges the opportunity. He's sitting under the ball. He doesn't have to do that. He's got a lead on Botka. He's got too much height to go body for body. Pryor in there as well. And Kim, I've seen Hodges do that too many times. And as soon as he starts leading and starts getting out of the blocks, he can tear a side to pieces. But if he sits under the ball, it's exactly what any fullback would want him to do. Yes, he really is playing into the hands of Mart Botka if he pursues that style of play throughout the afternoon. As you mentioned, he's an incredible mark on the run. The ball is down towards Borlase, back towards Darren Smith. He snaps towards goal. In the front position is Hodges, the man we were talking about. He completes the mark. His first mark for the game. We're at the 24-minute mark. For the season so far, he's kicked 53 goals, 42. Let's see if he can make it 54 and Port Adelaide's 4th. Oh, have a look at that. Contact wasn't good. The ball stays in play. Brady in there. The handball missed. Barb Noah, here's a chance for the Maggies. Oh, good thinking there by Scott Lee. He took no chances and socketed that ball through the goals. So a point results. Port Adelaide 24 points. Central District 20. It wasn't the way to come out of defence back into the attacking area for Port Adelaide, and Brady pretty lucky on that occasion that didn't come unstuck. Free kick. From half back. Has Girdham into space. That's the way it goes. Making the play. Got the jog on Rowan Smith now. And decides that if he draws the ball, Rowan Smith might just have to worry about him for a while. Goes in long. Mandermaker's the man. But behind the line, he does it well. Goes on quickly. That Magpie defence is fantastic at the moment. They don't waste any time at all. And Biarchi kicking on his left foot twice today. And on both occasions, he wouldn't be too happy with the result. His target there was Harrison. But they must be very, very happy with the defence at the moment. It was a great grab by Delaney from behind. Swert runs into his own man in Jonas. Creed comes out with it. On the ball, doing the roving, changing with Chaplin. Goes in towards Delaney. Mandermaker can't take it. Thomas off the pack. He's gone, and he's squared away with Boyd.
Well, Jamie Thomas taking advantage of the unprotected goal. It was Delaney and Mandamaker who were both grabbing at the football, but it worked its way free. Thomas grabbed it, snapped with the left boot. He needed a favourable bounce, and that's exactly what he received, and it went through the middle. So the Dogs move on to 4-2, 26 points, leading Port 3-6-24, and we've had a minute of time on in this first quarter, but I would suggest the Dogs need a couple more quick goals to have taken advantage of this breeze in the first term.
Johnson got the knock. Borlays couldn't take it. Brady can. Jennifer knocks it on cleverly. Working in front is Scott Lee. That's the place to be. Setri well and truly behind him. Coffey chips one out short to give Krieg the advantage. He runs into northeast. Good defensive work by the half-back. He comes up. Tough as you like. And sees the ball out of bounds. 10 touches northeast. And John Cale contemplating the day's play to date. He wouldn't be too unhappy. It's been a good contest to date. Scoring into this breeze has been a good effort. Bubner couldn't take it. Setri gives it back. Finds Obst on a left foot. Won't do better than that. That's a goal. Port Adelaide's 4.
Hines couldn't capitalise as Botka brings the ball back into play. Robertson front position. Couldn't control the mark. Setri with his chance. Now Tregenza chances his arm. He gets around. Oh, great smother there by Schwert. He's been in absolutely everything. The handball out towards Robertson. McAdam wants it close to the boundary line, but the ball not directed in that fashion, and they're making hard work for their teammates up the field, and they're making it pretty easy for Russell Johnston. He's taken 9 marks already. There's a player down. Greg Smith has put down a player, and it is on. David Brown is down. I think Smith was the man responsible, and it is on for young and old as the crowd erupt here at Football Park. David Brown has hardly moved at all. Incredible scenes.
Now, you know the difference between pushing and shoving in a real brawl, and that's a real brawl. But players were very upset by what happened to David Brown, and Greg Smith will have to have an eye on the back of his head for the rest of the day, because his health is in danger.
I must admit, I didn't quite see the incident. I was following the ball, but he was the only man close to David Brown at the time.
Ingerson's come back onto the ground, and Rowe's gone off. Interesting to see where Ingerson's going to play now. He's starting at centre-half forward, and Sullivan's replaced him there. And I think we were right. Kim Robertson's come on to replace Sullivan off his half-back flank. So Neil Curley making plenty of moves in order to try and get something out of this under-nourished Central District side.
Brown back up onto his feet. He's had a drink. He appears to be okay, so the play will resume. And the football will go back to Greg Boyd, I think. He'll have the free kick. The 22.5-minute mark. Port 7-12, Central 4-4. This game has livened up. Boyd too far out to score. Not a bad looking kick. Players set themselves. Bubner. Oh, great mark taken by Hines. Well, Bubner had front position, lost it, and Hines was the man that ran at the ball with any true conviction and completed the mark. This one from not much further out, only moments ago. He hasn't missed that one. Port Adelaide move on to 8-12, 60 points, leading the Dogs 4-4-28.
And Port Adelaide behind play, Phillips, and just letting Smith know that it's all been seen, and that he ought to watch his step. But I don't think that'll worry Greg Smith too much. He's a pretty tough competitor. And whilst all that was going on, the other end of the ground, Hines from 30 metres had no trouble putting through Port Adelaide's 8th goal. And right now, there's John Cale coming down to the boundary line, the 23-minute mark of this quarter. He's obviously got things to say to the bench that can't wait, and he can't. Maybe his phone's broken down. And there's Greg Smith in your screen, trying to spark the Dogs.
Spark the Dogs. They certainly need something. Tregenza in there. The handball goes out towards Sullivan. Over the top to Gilbert McAdam. He'd want to get rid of it quickly, but he's pretty quick, Gilbert McAdam, as he puts the ball up high. Players set themselves. Mandamaker took front position. In there is Brown. He's a pretty courageous little player. The handball from Chaplin goes back to McAdam. He ducked his head. He was tackled high, and he was a little bit lucky because he did duck. And Rowan Smith running into the side of Gilbert McAdam. Certainly is a try. The pass is short and wide of Chaplin. But he's taken that over the line. That's very indirect, that is. And there'll be a throw in that left forward pocket. There's a free kick, in fact, too high. And it's going the way of Gavin Chaplin. This pro Port Adelaide crowd certainly warming to this game. It's a nice kick from Chaplin. Players set themselves. But there's that man again, Russell Johnston. And that's mark number 10. He kicks it out wide. Darren Smith is well down from centre-half forward. He's certainly giving Brady the run around. He gets the kick away. Underneath it's Borlase. Plays on with a handball out towards the running northeast. His kick is long. He's looking for Hines. Botke gets Hines underneath the football. Schwert back there. He's well tackled. Play on the call from umpire Neville Thorpe. And there'll be a bounce 25 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal.
Neville Thorpe. Over the top is Pryor. Obst. Borlase tries to shepherd. Good tackle by Girdham. It's tough out there. Borlase ends up with it. Gives it back to Darren Smith. He chips away at the goal with his left foot. And a reasonably predictable result. Very difficult kick from that sort of an angle. And he put through another point. And he wasn't leaving after all. Kimmy was just going to get a dose of coke.
You may want to leave after having another look at the scoreboard.
It's not all good news for the Dogs at the moment, but maybe they can get back. Setri gave it to Phillips, who's well down from centre-half back. Harrison through. Strongly tackled by Swert. Geneva gets it over to Brown, who was filled recently. He's kicked towards full forward, and there's a dose of luck for the Maggies. But a free kick in the back, and turns out to be a dose of luck for the Dogs.
They need some. They need more than that, in fact. 1.5 minutes into time on in the second term. 28 plays 61. Robertson sets himself off hands. It's taken by Girdham. He kicks around his body. Just Porter first to the ball all the time, though. This time it's Boyd. He paddles it forward towards Johnston. Girdham takes it over the line. We'll have a throw-in on the right half-forward flank at the southern end for the Magpies. Smith, good body work. He did that well. It's a good handball as he puts it out towards Boyd. Russell Boyd, who was brought back into the side with the late withdrawal of Stephen Williams. As Schwert puts it up. Oh, Thomas up here. That's a free kick. Has to be. You're going to leap like that, you have to at least touch the football. The ball is given back to Boyd. He holds back on that kick. Kick number 7. It's a short pass to Timmy Geneva. A man who loves to sing and play the guitar puts a wobbly one forward to another man who's not bad when it comes to music, Darren Smith, but he couldn't take it. I thought there was a free kick there. And, gee, I think that's the evener-upper. Holding the ball, Gilbert McAdam. Setri with the football. Big leap there from Obbs, couldn't take it. Oh, Tregenza, what a brilliant goal! Sheer class. Team, they really should have had this game well and truly wrapped up by now, but very poor kicking. 10-18, in fact. If the Dogs were to create something, they'd still be a chance, but I can't see it happening as the ball is put out towards Krieg. He's down and gets up quickly. Needs support. It comes in the form of Trevor Rowe. He kicks around his body. Second kick, that is. Mandermaker punches it away from Phillips. Tregenza couldn't hold it. Rowe tried to crash his way through. Phillips gets the handball away. Punched forward by Smith. Harrison in there. So too is Thomas. Abernathy lends support. Smith at the bottom of the pack. The ball is tapped out. It's socket off the ground by Harrison. He gives it straight to Mandermaker. He lines up the goals, and he has kicked his first. 1-0 for Ruby.
Well, Mandermaker in the past has gone to centre-half forward and been able to revive the Dogs. One day at Richmond Oval recently, he very nearly won the game off his own boot. But today I think he's got more than a challenge in front of him, but he's the sort of player with a bit more room to move. He stands tall, plays pretty high, he can kick goals from a long way out, and that was a beautiful example of his skills on the wrong foot.
The ball back in the centre. They're not winning it out of the square, though, as Johnson gets another big thump away, straight out towards Setri. Has time to recover after an initial fumble. The ball comes loose, back out towards Trevor Rowe. His handball to Stephen Schwert. As we mentioned, he's been a star this afternoon. Kicks that one forward. Kick number 18 to Brady. He hasn't had much of the action. Kick number 2, in fact. He puts it up high. Mandermaker sets himself. Great body work, Greg Phillips. Abernathy there to lend support. Ingerson tried to remove him, working his way through his coffee. The left-handed handball goes towards Thomas, but his kick was a shocker. Straight to Abernathy. No system whatsoever. Kick number 11 from Abernathy out towards Piachi. Makes a little bit of room for himself. The left foot kick. He's not a powerful kicker of the football. It's thumped away from Fregenza. He's found it hard getting kicks on Rowe this afternoon. 6 kicks, in fact. But Rowe's only had a handful himself. 2 or 3, in fact. Pryor with the handball. Back towards Chaplin. It's good distance, but the mark is taken by Delaney.
Delaney plays on as he normally does. Gives an opportunity to Northeast. No one closes on that player. With his 9th kick, goes towards half forward. Borlase is there with Smith. Scott Lee battles hard. No one goes in to help. And on the side of your screen there, you would have seen Craig Brady running to the attacking side when Scott Lee was in trouble. And that's holding the ball against him. Tregenza ends up with it, pushes the ball forward. Underneath it all by himself is Setri. He dropped that. Swerd held without possession, and that's the way it'll go. And if there is a big difference between these two sides, it doesn't really lie in players. It just lies in how well they're playing together and the disciplines that Port Adelaide have. They just won't let one of their players go to the ball alone. And their intensity doesn't change. They just play at the same intensity, quarter in, quarter out. And if it's distinguishable, I think it's as simple as that. And Central District, to lift their game, just have to get people around the ball, keep their intensity high and concentrate a bit more and stop letting the loose man develop as often as they do. Forward they go, though. Coffey underneath it. Phillips recovers quicker than anybody, goes to Delaney. The left footer goes out on the right-hand side. Johnson, then Boyd towards the eastern wing. Underneath it, Tregenza and Rowe. Good battle it's been, but Harrison decides that out of bounds is the best place, and that's where it ends up.
12-minute mark of the 3rd term, and Port Adelaide lead by 38 points. Curley's certainly made plenty of moves, but they're having no bearing or influence on this game as Brown goes forward for the Magpies once more. You'd think the breeze was favouring the northern end instead of the southern, the way Port are playing this quarter, as Setri races off with the football, spears out a pass. Brilliant work, Botka. Great work to intercept that ball with his arm. Punched it away with his fist. Hines gets a handball out. Setri's pushed in the back and will receive the free kick, and rightly so. Greg Smith there, not agreeing with that decision. As the pass is speared into Russell Boyd. Well, they're in total disarray, the Central District side. There's no one there to cut off the leads up forward. And Port Adelaide getting it their own way far too easily. Russell Boyd. Kick number 4 since coming onto the ground. And he's made that one a goal.
And not a bad shot at goal either from that pocket with a gusty breeze, and Port Adelaide kicking into it. You wouldn't think so. The breeze would be worth 3 to 5 goals absolute minimum on the ground at the moment, and Port Adelaide making a joke of that. But Coffey's gone to a forward pocket. Bubner's gone to a back pocket. Mandermaker's gone to centre half forward. Jonas has gone to full forward. And Greg McAdams come on to a half forward flank. So Curley trying everything.
Johnston, been a great player this afternoon, put the ball forward. It's punched away back out towards Brady. Brady with the handball out towards Krieg. In turn, he uses the run of Rowe. Rowe puts it in long, but it's not well directed, and due to be great to play in the Port Adelaide defence. They really have a lot of system back there, and not only that, they're being assisted by their Central District side, the way they bring the ball forward. Smith puts it up forward. Back there is Mark Pryor. He's been quiet this afternoon as he allows that ball to go over the line. And there'll be a throw-in on the offensive side of half forward on the outer side for the Magpies. John Cahill will be feeling pretty pleased with the result thus far. There's the throw-in taken by Obbs. That was too easy. Out towards Rowan Smith. He's kicked them from there before as he lines them up. But 10th kick for Rowan Smith, but just hasn't got the kicking boots on tonight, Neville. Or today, I should say. Although it is getting very dark here at Football Park.
It's not far from night, but the last 7 quarters of football, or 6 quarters of football, haven't been the Rowan Smith we know, but he won't stay down for long. There's nothing surer than that. David Brown fails to keep his feet. So does Girdham. He's caught as well. Holding the ball, says Neville Thorpe. And the Dogs, this is an absolute repeat of Alberton Oval at the moment. Harrison pushes the Magpies forward. Hines on a lead. Out he comes. Drops a little short. And guess who takes the mark? He's 20 kicked, in fact. Swirt. To ground. Fiacci does the crumbing. Chaplin there. Mandermaker as well. Chaplin gets the ball out, looking for Krieg. Robertson takes it. Gets it inside. Chaplin high again. But the pillar of strength for Port Adelaide at centre-half back. Greg Phillips takes it. And there are players everywhere for Port Adelaide as Borlase, cleverly spoilt by Thomas, takes it. Thomas just looking a little bit slow to recover. Boyd up from his back pocket, providing the run. Goes in towards the square. Bodka there. Does battle. Ginnivan goes to goal. Kicks his third. And Port Adelaide look much, much better.
Well, Port Adelaide continue on in their merry way. 6 sets rate, 3 apiece.
On the ball. Bubner trying to work it forward. Gilbert McAdam. Cleverly done. Good ball control. Goal unprotected. Has a shot. Will it bend back? Oh, magnificently executed. Tapping down. Krieg. Straight to Geneva, who pops it beautifully back through the goals.
To the centre. McAdam. Tap on. Jonas Britt.
And the Magpies are without Stephen Williams, who's a big kick-getter in recent weeks. It's Swirt who sends the Bulldogs in. The mark not paid to Mandermaker. And a free kick now pulled out. High tackle ruled, so a great start from the Bulldogs. They've won the toss, kicking to the southern end with the aid of a slight breeze here at Football Park. Overcast, but the ground in perfect conditions. And what a start this would be for Centrals. Precisely what the proverbial doctor ordered. If Rudy Mandermaker can make this his 62nd goal for the year. 45-degree angle, the distance certainly not beyond him. The distance is there, but the accuracy is not. So the Bulldogs first score a point with 50 seconds of the game here at Football Park.
Disappointing for the Dogs. A let-off for the Magpie. Delaney wide, and that's a good take on the run by Bruce Abernathy. To centre wing, Pryor in front of Rowan Smith. How did Rowan Smith do that? Fiacci on the crossover in front, and dropping back well is Coffey. To centre. Good use of the body. 59 for Centrals is Jamie Thomas, looking a little bit heavier. Smith searching for Rudy. The familiar cry. Mandermaker kept it in the area well. Plays with the ball, taps on. Port Adelaide have the numbers. 5 plays, 1. Chaplin could not get at the ball. Boyd goes wide. And Ginnivan on the half-back flank.
Puts it into the path of Harrison. He's playing at centre wing. He's got no help. Tapped out nicely by Ingerson, but Swirt couldn't control it. And the ball over the line at the interchange gate centre wing. A very brisk opening in this game. It means a lot for the Bulldogs. Centre wing. Darren Smith, Bubner's hand to it. Ginnivan gets the kick. Lee, the back pocket player, kicks from centre wing. Into the space. Against the tight wet Tregenza, but it's northeast. Bouncing one into the centre half forward spot. Across comes Hines. He was well caught. Setri knocks it back. Borlase across to Setri. Good backup. And the first goal of the ball. Setri puts it on the board. 2.5 minutes into the game. Port Adelaide now 6 points in front of Central's, won by 5 points.
Good play from Port Adelaide's forward line. Darryl Borlase got the ball out at the second attempt to Adrian Setri. And the blonde-headed runner snapped accurately. The Magpies into the breeze in the first term. Quite a bit of electric feeling in the crowd, expectation, and the Magpies are away. 6 plays, 1, 3 minutes into the first term. Johnston opposed to the athletic Bubner. Girdham off to Krieg. It's a high tackle. Max Casacrea has come into the game. And a bounce down just on the white line, centre square, central side of centre. Good use of the body by Johnston. Greg Smith puts it high, searches the pocket. Delaney read it perfectly, unattended, no pressure, chips wide for North East.
Clearing the half-back line, keeping the ball low into this breeze, and beautiful marks at Darren Smith at centre wing. Feeds long infield to Obst. Robbed of it there by Smith. Quick kick from Bubner, bounces to centre half forward. Phillips knocks it back. It was as good as a kick. Borlase gets the kick around the corner, knocked away from Setri. Swert front spot in front of Harrison, and the ball forced over the line. Swert making front position well to defend stoutly for the Bulldogs. The throw in at the 4-minute mark, just inside half forward left for the Magpies. Hines. Coffey getting handed ball. Swert the kick. Centre wing. And out of play on the full. Right at the interchange gate. And it will be Greg Phillips to take this free kick for Port Adelaide. Awkward looking kick. Getting up high was Hines. Front man will be paid the mark. Down to Harrison. He puts the ball high. Into the goal square, Hodges. Working hard on the ground. Good defence from the Bulldogs. Krieg works it out. Gilbert McAdam, very clever. Through the half-back line. Gave it back. Swert takes the kick. And the ball again. No, this time a bouncing to touch. And the resulting throw-in is at half-forward right for the Bulldogs.
Oh, what confidence from McAdam. Took on the opponent, got tackled, turned back to Krieg. Johnson in front. Bubner over the top. Good use of the body by Krieg. Can't get clear. Jonas forces through. Chance for Girdham. Well taken. Tackles strongly. North East recovers. At the back, Darren Smith pinned. Lee high to centre. Johnston back play. Port Adelaide skipper in the spot. Off to Fiachi. Pressure. Setri. Back to Fiachi. Port already are playing confidently. Hines. Down for Ginniver. Brady, 150th game. Lee. Off to Pryor. The fumbles. And the half-back flanker clears. Thomas took out an opponent in Johnston. Not sure that Jamie Thomas was at the ball. Russell Johnston was the target. And the umpire let the play flow.
Half forward right for the Bulldogs. 6-minute mark. Port Adelaide 1 goal. Central's a point. At Bubner trying to work it forward. Gilbert McAdam. Cleverly done. Good ball control. Goal unprotected. Has a shot. Will it bend back? Oh, magnificently executed by Gilbert McAdam. Sheer class. Inspirational goal from McAdam. And the Bulldogs 1-1. The lead Port Adelaide 1 goal.
What a goal. Absolute brilliance. McAdam trying to draw the Port Adelaide opponent. Ran in, had a bounce, and brought the ball back from left to right with the breeze. And without having a lot of shots from the angle already, that was perfectly read by the Bulldog centreman. What brilliance. Johnston and Bubner. Tapped on well. Pryor covering Rowan Smith, hanging on. Unlucky to not be paid. Back to Rowan Smith, the snap. Off the post on the right-hand side. And Port Adelaide, oh so unlucky with Rowan Smith. Very, very unlucky. Short to Chaplin from Botka. Half-back flank. The Rover chipping for Girdham. And he's ahead of North East. Roger Girdham. Short for Bubner. At the back is Greg Smith. A lot of movement to Thomas. Central Districts moving the ball quickly. Have the breeze. Mandamaker leads the short chip. McAdam. McAdam was there to cover Mandamaker. The ball dropped short and he had too much pace for David Brown. Chance for his second goal in the first 10 minutes. 35 out. Put it up, brings it back perfectly for his second. Central second, they move to 2-1-13. Port 1-1-7.
And already Gilbert McAdam has put a stamp on this game. He's a danger man. Beautifully done then. Drifted down into the forward pocket area. Brown was with him, but at the crucial minute, McAdam, like Quicksilver, made the front spot, took a beautiful mark, and the execution of the kick was perfection. 2 goals, 1 Centrals, 1-1 Port. Setri, high tackle. From the centre circle, the Port Adelaide Rover swings it wide. Phillips, awkward looking kick going into attack. Knocked over by Hines. Harrison takes the kick, tumbles one into the half-forward line. Pryor, good defensive play. Back now for Lee. He drives it wide to the half-back line. Looking there for Schwert. Harrison spoils. Schwert overruns it. Harrison off the ground. Back in to get it again. Brown works it out. Knocked forward by Borlase, not quite. No latitude being given by either side in this half-forward flank for Port Adelaide. 9.5 minutes played in this first term, and already indications of a tight contest. Coffey knocking back. Obst. Lee takes the kick into the centre of the ground. Northeast backs the judgment, but Abernethy. Fine judgment in opposition there to Jonas, and a 15-metre penalty. Hodges leads wide. Abernethy obliges. Puts it up high. Good spoil by Botka. Rowan Smith. Forced to the boundary line by Pryor, and hooking it around for 1 point only. Port Adelaide now move to 1-2, trailing Centrals 2-1 by 5 points.
The opportunist at the back of the pack, but covered by Mark Pryor, who ran into the boundary. Mark Botka. Looking for Bubner. At the back, Tregenza. Forced wide. Chance for David Brown. Shoots, puts it high into the breeze. Botka's a gout mark, but in front of Hodges. Did it well. Tempted to chip short for Chaplin. Settles. High again, seeking Bubner in the middle. Oh, good play from Port Adelaide to Johnston. Brady picks up. Goes to the centre. Ingerson. Phillips. Northeast. Off to Boyd. Greg Boyd going wide. And finding Port Adelaide's Borlase. Bounces in once, getting within scoring distance. Shoots. But inaccurately. Port Adelaide 1-3-9. Trail Central Districts 2-1-13. 11 minutes into the first term.
Botka wide to the lead of Chaplin. Favoured by the bounce. Keeps the ball in play. Schwert will take the kick. Centre wing it goes. Boyd versus Thomas, and Boyd to the boundary line. Fine defensive play. And the resulting throw-in is virtually at the interchange gate. 11.5 minutes now played. 13 plays 9. Central lead. Neither ruckman getting hand the ball. McAdam at the back, Obst pursuing. McAdam beautifully across to Smith, who drives to the goal square. And Mandamaker has got away from Delaney. Good vision on the part of Smith. Mandamaker took Delaney one way, then doubled back. And nicely spotted by Smith for Mandamaker to have a deliberate shot at goal. 45-degree angle, no distance to speak of. And the breeze advantage from Mandamaker's left to right. Quite a strong breeze up high. The leading goal kicker of the league gets it through somehow. No, it's touched right on the line. Really an awful attempt from the specialist full forward. The Bulldogs move to 2-2, leading Port Adelaide at 1-3.
And Rudy stubbing his foot on the grass. Geneva. Well tackled by Krieg, but hand passed on, and so it's hanging on. And Mandamaker a little perturbed with that kicking shot for goal. Conditions cool. 2 or 3 goal breeze to the south. In the middle, tall stood Russell Johnson. Off to Abernethy. Wide, looking for Borlase. Fisted away. Coffey putting on the pressure. Borlase. Circles, centres. High, Hodges in the position. Tapped on by Mark Botka, who does play very close to his opponents at full forward. Dow defender is Mark Botka. Coffey opposed to Hines. Pushed out by Hines. Pryor off to Krieg, the left footer. Johnston in front, protects Borlace. The runner is Fiarchi within scoring distance, shoots. High, wide and handsome. Out of bounds, left forward pocket for the Magpies. And 14 plays 9, Central District's ahead by 5 points.
Throw in only metres from the behind post. Coffey. Tapping down, Krieg. Straight to Geneva, who pops it beautifully back through the goals. Well, a handball over the head blind, and Geneva, seizing the opportunity now, puts Port Adelaide in front by 1 point. 2 goals, 3, Central's 2-2.
The Rovers' goal, very fortunate to get the ball. Peter Krieg just threw the ball away with the hand pass. And possession, the name of the game in the tight duel. 2 goals apiece. An intense tussle at the park. Neither ruckman wins out. Girdham aggressively. McAdam on to Krieg, to Smith. Tries the back turn. Good play from Harrison. Goes wide. Borlace chases. And a throw-in centre wing right in front of the grandstand. 2 second place Port, 4th place Centrals, and last they met was Port Adelaide by 26 points. Bubner, use of pace in front. Girdham. Slow. Central District's awfully slow. Lee tries to keep it in, can't, goes back. And Paul Sullivan, the player there that a little confused in what he was doing, trapped on the boundary line. Again, it's Bubner approached to Johnston. Over the top from Krieg was Jonas. A wobbly kick in front, Boyd. Greg Phillips tries to cover. Abernathy left behind. Rudy to the centre. McAdam. Tap on. Jonas brilliantly to Rowe. The shot. Number 3 for the Bulldogs. Rowe's first and they move to 3-2-20. Port 2-3-15.
Well, Central struggling, just forcing the ball forward, knocking on a magnificent tap on by Jonas. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt of the reflex action. The brains was there, the execution was perfect, and Rowe obliging by putting a full pointer on the board for his first. So the Bulldogs from equal scoring shots now, 3-2 to Port 2-3, and a 5-point lead. Johnston and Bubner, bounce favouring Johnston. Blind tap back, Darren Smith fumbles, but then holds it in pretty well. Girdham unable to take it away from him. And a repeat performance, virtually centre circle. Central's only a 5-point lead with this breeze. It's worth 2 or 3 goals. Johnston's tap down, Setri couldn't control it. Rowan Smith well caught. Gilbert McAdam, Northeastern away. Brown taps on, Rowan Smith, Obst. Harrison wide. He'll go too long, he took. Had to hook the ball in the end. And on the full to the point post means a free kick to the opposition Bulldog defender. Vodka will take this kick. Good distance. Johnston having an airy. Rowan Smith at the back of the pack. Drives in low and loose is Borlace. He came into the 18 when Stephen Williams withdrew with a leg injury. And Russell Boyd went on to the interchange bench for the Magpies. Borlace certainly within distance. Not a good kick. And not quite the distance. Again hitting the post. Port Adelaide moved to 2-4. Central are 3-2. It's the Bulldogs by 4 points.
Darryl Borlace playing well, just offline. Mark Pryor's begun the quarter well. Good pressure from Hodges, but the push, says umpire Neville Thorpe. Mark Pryor to clear from the half-back flank. One of the Dogs' veteran defenders. Botka down, short, Pryor long. Looking for Bubner again. Oh, Johnston did it well. Good use of the arm and then the strong take. Chipping short. 15-metre penalty, says umpire Casacria. Russell Johnston short. Timmy Ginnivan. Central District's defender's a little loose, up wide he goes. And dropping down is Greg Boyd from the half-back flank. Such is the confidence of the Port Adelaide defenders. They use the space, the opportunity, and Ginnivan passed the ball on quickly. It's an important kick for the Magpies. 35 metres out. Distance, no problem. Accuracy also. And Port move to 3-4-22. Central 3-2-20.
And the goal-scoring defenders becoming a feature of the Port Adelaide attack. Working the ball around there. The 15-metre penalty seemed a little technical. It helped Port Adelaide, although Hines had taken the mark from the previous kick of Johnston's and worked around to find Boyd within distance. And the back pocket player no trouble in converting. So it's the Magpies now by 22, by 2 points. Girdham knocks through. Northeast kicks it back, swirts in the way for the Bulldogs. Defensive side of centre. Chips up high. Centre half forward spot. And the judgment of the ball is with Greg Boyd at the back of the pack. The solid Port Adelaide defence. Not only solid, but giving pretty good rebound. It's wide. Abernethy takes the kick now. Centre wing it goes. And Northeast, mowed to the ground, will get a free kick. From centre wing. Oh, and the umpire calling him back. That was pretty technical because he just got his feet, picked up the ball and took off. There was no one there within cue of the mark. And Obbs marks virtually unopposed inside half forward. High bomb of a kick. Now Obst. Awkward kick, it won't carry. Knocked away for Darren Smith, but he preferred to Shepherd. Ginnivan snaps at goal again, and this time forced through by Coffey. Port Adelaide now to 3-5, leading Central 3-2 by 3 points.
Grant Coffey beginning in the back pocket. Peter Bubner is the #1 ruckman for the Dogs today. Botka again, straight down the centre, looking for Bubner. Johnston again. Good use of the body by Russell Johnston. Abernethy overlaps. Puts it high. Chance for Hines in front. Fisted away. Port the numbers. Ginnivan almost through. Obst almost through. So 21.5 minutes into the quarter. Port 3-5-23. Central 3-2-20. Coffey, Chaplin. Brown covered the ball well, did it hard, kept it in the area. And both sides with players in form in the first term. Bubner, Sullivan the kick, Swert takes. Wide is Girdham. Looking for Thomas. Good take. Fingertip, Jamie Thomas. Jonas leads to the flank. Interception to Harrison. Ingerson. The numbers, Paul Northeast. That's loose hand pass for Swert. Puts it high. One out is Mandamaker with Delaney. Delaney, the use of the body. Dropping back. Took clearly. Favoured by the breeze.
Swings it wide to the lead of Borlase down from half forward. Beaton, Sullivan knocking back. Tregenza, first time he's been sighted, goes wide with the kick. It's into the path of Northeast. Plenty of time to recover from a fumble. And then Fiacci caught with the ball. So the wingman, the defender down at centre wing, and he's got quite a bit of ground to recover. Greg McAdam on the Bulldog bench, far left. And Rowan Smith now. Through half forward, Borlase. He's proving a bit of a headache up there. Centres the ball nicely. Hodges had front spot. Trying to work through was Obst. Bulldogs certainly get the numbers in there, but the umpire will be forced to bounce the ball halfway between the full forward and centre half forward line. The Magpies have had 8 shots into this wind against 5 from the Bulldogs to lead by 23 points. Hines will contest against Bubner, the latter's tap. Work back for Darren Smith, the hook shot to goal. Hodges out in front. And will have a shot from an acute angle. Despite the angle, the better side for a right foot kick. Scott Hodges with 53 goals for the season, lying second on the goal-kicking ladder. Gets no more points for that. Ball still in play as Brady, game number 150, shocking hand pass. Oh, and helped out by Lee. It wasn't good defensive play from the veteran. And it's Port Adelaide now by 4 points. 3 goals, 6, Central 3-2.
Own goal to Lee in another code. Botka, high. Coffey now opposed. And that's hanging on. And the free kick will go to Grant Coffey. Short, looking for Gurdon. McAdam supporting. Good kick getter already, Roger Gurdon. Puts it high and quickly for Mandamaker. The back Delaney. Oh, what confidence from the fullback. Fiarchi chipping for Harrison. Well, loose play by Swirt. And the luck of the bounce with the Dogs as Port Adelaide had space. Grant Coffey in now, resting is Bubner. And Coffey opposed to Johnston. The tap back for Swirt. Ready to Jonas. Krieg the chance. From the Mandamaker. And at the back again. Thomas shoots with the left. Which way will it bounce? It's bounced straight. Oh, the luck of the game with the Dogs. They move to 4-2-26. Port Adelaide 3-6-24.
Good play by Jamie Thomas. Named as an interchange player, began in the forward pocket, and the one-on-one tussle Delaney versus Mandamaker. He swooped through the front, and an unprotected goal square hooked it nicely. He'd be pretty pleased with that effort. Had a bad trot with injury so far this season, and it puts the Bulldogs back in front. 4-2 to Port 3-6. Brown swings it wide. Ball ace through again. Trying to work it over to Darren Smith. In the way was Brady. Port forcing the ball forward at all costs. Lee turns them back. Coffey into the path of Krieg. Big kick getter so far. Northeast interrupts the flow. Forcing to the boundary line. And the ball kept in play. Not quite. A throw in. Interchange gate. Well, not interchange. Centre wing with the Port Adelaide camp. Forcing the ball forward again. Borlase versus Sullivan. He keeps the ball in play well. Oh, neatly knocked away by Hines. Setry's got the run of it. Gives ground. Obb steadies. Goes for goal. Looks good. Obbs gets his first goal. Number 4 for the Magpies. And the lead changes hands for the 6th time in this game.
Great play from Port Adelaide. David Hines was the player who fisted away from Peter Bubner. Bubner in front. And the offhands to Obst and a snap with the left was accurate. Port 10 scoring shots to 6 against the breeze. And the Port Adelaide Magpie is quite mobile. Greg Smith just clear. Squirt high to space. Boyd dropping back, can't take. Chance for Chaplin. Fiarchi took him off the ball perfectly. Oh, well played from Ginnivan. Chance now for Phillips. To centre wing. Over the back for Harrison. Setry provided the block. Short for Hodges. Nothing Botka could do. Hodges short, finds Hines, round the ball ace. Oh, good play, Scotty Hodges. Ball ace into the breeze. Could make the distance, about 40-45 metres. Short. Rowan Smith. Well, the opportunist has bobbed up continually in the forward line. Paul Sullivan a little slow. A shot from Smith. just off to the right-hand side. Port a little inaccurate in the first term, moved to 4-7-31. Central's 4-2-26, and we're nearly 29 minutes into the first.
Rowan Smith's third point for the game so far. And Scotty Hodges hobbling back to the full forward zone. Looks as though he's hurt a right leg as Botka takes the kick in. Oh, Johnson marking well. He used the ploy of pushing Bubner under the ball so that Bubner couldn't get a leap at it. But his judgment is spot on. Now he finds Hines at centre half forward, who quickly plays on as Rowan Smith gets loose once more. And despite the effort of Pryor, Rowan Smith marks within goal. 11 shots to 6 in favour of Port. And Rowan Smith with 3 points so far. And this looks the easiest of the lot. 45-degree angle, only a 25-metre kick, and he has struck the jackpot. His first goal of the game